TwoBro comes from myself and my brother. I bought him out in '05. He wanted to go a different direction. The company was formed in the fall of '91. Following spring, we bought one piece of equipment, which was a grader. We did small grading jobs and snow removal. Later on, we got into widening and culvert work and grading jobs on highways, and then we got in the oil field. We built all kinds of leases, plant sites, roads, and then we slowly started into rentals in 2012. First piece was a D8 and 470 Hitachi hoe and Bannister pipeline. Then they kept wanting more and more, and not just Bannister, other companies. And by the fall of 17, we finished contracting. We finished a job down by Red Deer, and we decided that would be it and move on to rentals and see how that goes. We could always go back to contracting, but we never did. So, yeah.
I think in the first 2 years I started, we doubled our equipment size. Having a little bit of everything, rock trucks, dozers, excavators, a tractor, to doubling all of that just to meet everybody's needs.
I first met Dan probably 40 some years ago in a prior life for both of us. I was in the heavy equipment parts and sales business, and he was working for another contractor here in Alberta. I think Dan's years as a contractor, working for a contractor, growing up in the business, he learned right from wrong when it came to maintaining equipment.
When a piece comes back from the site, first thing we do is get it pressure washed. Then we bring it inside. My brother Brendan, he looks after the maintenance, the repairs, the servicing.
We have check sheets for every specific piece of equipment, and then we'll determine what do we need. Once that's done, fill out the check sheet, hand it over to the office here, and then we'll just service it.
We change oil every 250 hours. We change all the filters, and we've got a cleaning lady that cleans the cab. Crystal's her name. She's been with me since 2010, and she does an amazing job.
You can eat off the floor of our equipment sometimes, and I think that's a reputation that Dan holds for himself. Exactly 30 years after Dan started TwoBro Equipment with his brother, me and my brothers started TwoBro New Gen. And really it's the same mentality. Wait and see what industries hold or need and gear up for it.
We founded that in 2021. We've always wanted to have equipment together. 2021 to 2023 was very busy, so it was a great time to get in, kind of do something on our own, and to slowly try and take over.
So my 3 kids are involved with the company now, and they have started their own company, which is TwoBro New Gen. So I wanted to downsize somewhat. So that's where you people, Ritchie's, came in.
Dan's been a long-time customer with Ritchie Bros. He's actually been a major buyer for many, many years now, but hasn't done a whole lot on the selling side of things. So we approached Dan and the family to see what we could do helping with that aspect.
We've got some older equipment, a little bit higher houred. Kind of made sense to filter some of that out and get into some newer stuff. For our customers, we like to have the newer equipment. So it was just time for some of it to go.
I think what we were specifically talking about was the concept of utilizing multiple channels for a selling platform. We're utilizing Marketplace E as a reserved concept, as well as the live auction as the ultimate opening it up to the market. When we're utilizing Marketplace E post a major live auction, we have the ability to tap into the runner-up bidders coming off of a sale, knowing that perhaps they weren't able to get the asset they were looking for at the auction. Now there's availability of other assets through this particular channel of Iron Planet, or at least getting the data as far as what we can expect at the upcoming live auction.
The equipment is available for purchase today. In advance of the auction, we have the assets listed on our MPE platform, so buyers globally can inspect the equipment online. They can see our inspection reports. They can see all the service information that's been provided by TwoBro, and it's as buttoned up as you'll ever see.
It will go on consignment up until the next sale, so everything will be for sale on Iron Planet. You know, if it's not successful there, then, you know, there's a value that we agreed on, and it'll go through the sale in June.
We started out with 5 or 6 options that we gave him, and they came back and their numbers were great. And then we started to expand and think, well, maybe we should put more in. and it went to a few more and a few more, and eventually it was at 33.
If you were to go and inspect any of these items in our yard, you're going to notice that they're extremely clean, extremely true. You can expect basically to buy equipment that's in like new condition at low hours.
Buyers of any piece of the TwoBro fleet that's coming to auction here in June will be pleasantly surprised. I can honestly say it is probably one of the cleanest rental fleets we have ever had the opportunity to sell. And certainly in Western Canada, the name is synonymous with that quality. Anybody that knows the name, knows Dan, knows the business, knows the brand, they will tell others how good this gear is. We'll do the rest.
I put 2 D5s in the sale, and D5s are the new model taking place of 6Ns. So I'm kind of interested to see how they go, because there isn't a lot of them out there yet. They got 40 more horsepower than 6Ns. So far there isn't anybody that hasn't liked them.
We have a 326 long reach, and I'm really excited to see how that goes. Whoever purchases it is going to be very happy with it.
The long reaches, they have a specific niche market, and I'm always curious to see where these will go.
We loved it. It was with us for a little bit of time, and now it's moving on.
I've bought a lot of stuff through Ritchie's. When I bought my brother out in 05, there was a small package we dealt with.
I look back over TwoBro's business history with Ritchie Brothers just the other day. Back in the early 90s, where Dan would be picking up a packer, he'd be flipping a packer through us. I mean, the cool thing was when you look at some of the buyers of Dan's equipment at our auctions over the years, they're also good homes, and they're owners that not only just buy because it's a Cat or it's an Attache or it's a John Deere, but the owner's name on the door is what people look for, and they knew if they were buying a piece of used equipment from TwoBro, they weren't going to have a problem.
What I remember from Ritchie Brothers is being, 5 years old, 5, 6, and go with Dad and watch an auction and watch all the equipment go across the ramp. Definitely wanted to go there and get a burger or a hot dog. There's always something purchased from Ritchie's that's landed in our yard.
Being a young kid, just going into the yard, and after he purchased something like a bucket and going through there and being amazed at everything they have, but how far they've come. This last April sale, it's nuts.
We've always got people on site that have the ability to give you more insight into the specific assets, whether it's contacting the individual seller or physically going out and giving more insight into the actual asset that you're looking at beyond the photos that were in the inspection. Clearly over the years we've developed into a technology-based company. I think that with the improvements in our website technology, buyers and sellers are becoming more informed these days, and moving forward they will have more and more insights to make decisions that they need. Working with NewGen at this pivotal time, I think it's very important for us to work together as far as providing options as ways to sell their equipment.
TwoBro has always used them, so I'm sure in the future TwoBro and NewGen will be using them.
The children are taking TwoBro Next Gen into the future. They've been very well schooled in how to maintain, how to purchase, how to manage a rental fleet, second to none.
The future for TwoBro NewGen will be growing, get a few more pieces and get them out to the rental world. There was about 6 pieces, and we hope to expand that and keep growing here in the next 5 years.
Hopefully a lot of equipment leaving the yard, not too much coming back. We've got a long road ahead, but we gotta weigh out all our options.
Dan doing TwoBro and us helping manage and maintain that, and me and the boys growing TwoBro NewGen and trying to walk in his very big footsteps we're trying to fill.